let's get into the first topic of the day: Samoa Joe versus Hook. Now, this match, bro, come on, man, it was so close. Y'all know if y'all seen my last video, I have high hopes for Hook and Samoa Joe, bro. I have high hopes for Hook in general as a wrestler, but Samoa Joe, I'm expecting this reign to carry AEW, not even just carry AEW, but bring new light into AEW to reignite the flame and the enjoyment of it. And I understand that the World Championship may be cursed. Just look at what it did for CM Punk. And I understand that Samoa Joe is older, up there in age, and when he was put in prominent spots in WWE, he seemed to get injured a lot. But I really think that Samoa Joe can reignite that flame in AEW. Can it be 2021? No, but again, with Sasha, like I said with Sasha Banks, I don't need him to save the entire company. I don't need him to change the entire direction. I'm not expecting him to be CM Punk, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, Cody Rhodes, all bunched up in one in 2021. No, I'm just expecting him to at least be something to look forward to every Wednesday, So, but this was starting off on the wrong foot. This match was, at first, it was amazing. It was good. It was exactly what it needed to be. Samoa Joe has, I don't know how much weight on him and how much height he has on Hook, but it was what it needed to be. Samoa Joe looked dominant, but it all messed up when we got outside the ring. As often it does with AEW matches, they have an obsession with being outside of the ring and the ref not counting for some reason. So I forgot to stand up. But yeah, so it got outside the ring, and then Samoa Joe, like, I think Hook, he got the advantage, and he didn't get the advantage by like no selling something or nothing. No, he did it realistically, where like if you're fighting a bigger guy, you're gonna like have to jump up and punch him and get him and down. He got him on his knees, and it was like, it reminded me of like Spider-Man versus Rhino or Spider-Man versus Thanos, and it looked like it. And I'm like, bet this is exactly what it needed to be. And then there come the table spot, and it looked brutal, and it's just like, God, all right, end the match here. Roll him in a ring, pin him, muscle buster him if you got to, put him in a sleeper hold if you got to, but this needs to be the beginning of the end of the match. Ladies and gentlemen, we was just getting goddamn started. God damn, man. So 10 seconds after damn near getting his vertebrae fucking broke, this man Hook is flipping the fingers at him, and he's not just doing it from the ground like Vince McMahon did at WrestleMania 22 when he was in a stretcher and just threw up the middle finger. No, this man leaned up like the Undertaker. Hook turned into Undertaker 10 seconds after getting slammed brutally through an announce table. Like, it wasn't a botch. It didn't go through clean. It was like the nastiest table spot I've seen in a very long time. And this man leaned up like the Undertaker, gave Samoa Joe the double bird. So you know what Samoa Joe does? This man gave him the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn apron powerbomb. Now, I said in my community post, this is the same move that put Sami Zayn on the show for months. And then, again, 10 seconds later, this man Hook is up and gets in the ring, and he starts a comeback, bro. He starts a comeback, and then it's just like, bruh, that is two angles right there. That is two angles right there. That is like, you know how much you could do with those two angles? Imagine Samoa Joe puts him through the table, and like he gets counted out or something. Then Hook has a gripe where it says like, you didn't pin me, you know what I'm saying? You just like, you kind of took me out with the table, or he rolls him in, and then like, but Hook didn't just get beat with anything. He got beat because he got put through the table in a worse way. So now Hook looks like a tough guy because it took all that to beat Hook. No, but he rolls in the ring. He gets the apron powerbomb. Again, something that took Sami Zayn out for months. We were waiting for Sami Zayn. It made Sami Zayn a bigger star because we were waiting on his return. And also, it made Kevin Owens look dangerous. That was the first time I ever seen Kevin Owens. I didn't know of Kevin Steen. I just knew of Kevin Owens, and it made Kevin Owens look so dangerous, and it was like, okay, you know what you could do, like that alone, that can ride out for months. But no, you just wasted it in 2 minutes. You just wasted 2 month-long angles in 2 minutes. And it's so frustrating. So then, again, Hook begins to come back, I believe. And then he gets the Randy Orton, like, when Randy Orton's doing his comeback and he does that swing over power slam. And like he kicked out. It looked beautiful. It was beautifully executed, and he kicked out of it. Of course, he kicked out at 2. Remember that. Hook kicked out at 2. So then Samoa Joe hits his finisher. He hits the Muscle Buster, the same move that ended Tyson Kidd's career, the same move that put down Kurt Angle multiple times. This very brutal move. Hook kicks out at 1, bro. Hook kicked out at 1. Why? Like, who is this for? It's beyond action figures at this point. This is video game logic. Like, why? You buried the announce table spot. You buried the apron powerbomb, and then you bury your own finisher. This is your first title defense. It's ridiculous. So then, eventually, I think Hook made another comeback. He kicked out at 1, bro. And then he made another comeback, and then he made another comeback, but that got stifled out. He put him in the Red Room, I believe that's what it's called. Amazing. Hook is a very talented dude, and it looks good. And then, but Samoa Joe reversed it into the Coquina Clutch, and Hook, I'll give him this. He sold that very well. Like I don't know if he was just selling. Actually, Hook was actually turning blue. Like his limbs was turning blue or purple. So I don't know if he was just selling there or Samoa Joe really had him in that clutch. So, but even his body language while in the Coquina Clutch did look good. But man, this was wasted. After that, they tried to do like the Jeff Hardy and Undertaker thing where he calls the big tough guy down back to the ring. Like most recently I seen this with like Goldberg and Dolph Ziggler, but it was more comedy with Goldberg and Dolph Ziggler. But Jeff Hardy was made a star when he got his ass whooped by Undertaker, and he got on that mic and said, "Is that all you got?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not done. Like, you know what I mean? But no, they did this. They couldn't even do that right. So Hook stood up. He didn't grab a microphone. He just yelled it. But then, like, he wasn't loud enough because he was already on his feet. He wasn't even loud enough. So Samoa Joe's looking back before he even says it because, that's a part of the script. And, they didn't act it well enough at all. So then I think he got in the ring. He did some move to him. I forgot what it was. But it wasn't as impactful as when Jeff Hardy and, this – I guess this looks good for Samoa Joe, but this doesn't help Hook at all. And the AEW fans, yeah, but to the casual viewers, to somebody who's been watching for 20 years, somebody who's been watching all of his life, it just makes me like, okay, I see what the plan is for Hook. Like, do I expect Hook to be the one that's like, no, I don't want. For some reason, people in my community post think that I'm saying that Hook should have dethroned Samoa Joe. Hell no. Fuck no. I want Samoa Joe to hold the title to at least May. But you could have had so many stories. You could have made a story out of Hook and his comeback and how he can come back and have people actually thinking that Hook should be the one to dethrone him because he'll have a comeback story, such as Sami Zayn or Drew McIntyre at one point, or even Seth Rollins, because all of those guys kind of got did wrong with Roman Reigns, and it actually made fans want them to be the ones, or Jey Uso. But, you kind of stifled that now because nobody wants to see Hook and Samoa Joe anymore, other than AEW fans. And then, of course, there was a post-match segment. There always is. There's always a post-match angle. I believe Hangman Adam Page came out, and then out of nowhere, so Samoa Joe was about to attack Hook again because, of course, Hook got back up, no-sold it, no sold Samoa Joe's attack, and then like when Samoa Joe was about to go back again, Hangman on Page came out, and then like Samoa Joe just all of a sudden becomes a bitch and doesn't want to fight Hangman on Page. Like nobody's scared of Hangman on Page. Nobody believes that. The only benefit of the doubt I'm giving with that logic is that maybe Samoa Joe was tired and Adam Page is fresh. That's it. That's the only leeway I'm giving Tony Khan on this booking, and is disappointing. And before I get into that, actually, there was one more thing about this that was hilarious. Hook Hook left the ring. Hook left the ring before, like, I guess Hangman on Page and Swerve did their stare down. So Hook messed up the script. So they got him on camera, like, already out of the ring. But then when it cut back to the ring after they got Swerve walking off, it's Hook just in the ring on his hands and knees in pain and shit. Like, bro, we just seen you at the top of the stage. How you get back in the ring? So I guess Adam Page was supposed to help Hook up, and Hook was supposed to push him off, and he was supposed to get the standing ovation as he walked away, but Hook forgot the script or whatever. It was awkward. It was bad. That's where the referee is supposed to be directing traffic, but the referees aren't that good at the job, and nobody really is good at the job at psychology or anything. And I'm very disappointed in Samoa Joe. He knows better, man. He's been doing this for 20 plus years. He's been doing this since I was in diapers. So he knows better. This sucked. This sucked. And it was very disappointing. And this segment, this whole entire thing, the main event gets an F from me. Y'all failed. Y'all failed. There is no, we don't grade on the curve here. We're very strict. Especially given the fact that, again, there's Samoa Joe in this segment. Samoa Joe knows better. He's been doing this for 20 plus years. He knows that this is bad. And it just every time I see bad stuff like this, it just reminds me, like, yeah, CM Punk definitely was doing his own creative, because this wouldn't have happened with CM Punk. This wouldn't have happened with any, like, he didn't make anybody look ridiculous. He didn't make anybody look like unrealistic. I think the only thing that was kind of close to this was like when Wardlow powerbombed him like 40 times and he did the Bret Hart finish, which, I guess if it was cool for Bret Hart to do it, why can't CM Punk do it? But even that didn't really rub me the right way, but it is what it is. But this was very disappointing. I'm very disappointed in Hook. I'm very disappointed in Samoa Joe. But the rest of these people, I guess, that kind of makes sense for them. The only one who really came out of this looking, who didn't look ridiculous in this. The only person who didn't look ridiculous in this was Swerve. And ironically enough, he was in the crowd just watching. So, again, an F. Y'all get an F. 0 out of 10. I would not recommend this to anybody. It's not even funny. It's not entertaining at all. It's just ridiculous, and I hate it. I just want my wrestling to make sense. Is that so much to ask? Is it that much to ask? I just want my wrestling to make sense.